they're going to come back in. But right now, from your air show left, Mike Steiger, Rick Van Dam, and Lee Meehan as they pitch up. Now you'll notice on all three of the jet aircraft, as they get set up for landing, when they touch down in front of you out there on the runway, the main landing gear, the two gear blades that are underneath the wings of the aircraft, are in a configuration that we call a trailing arm landing gear. And that is, you'll see the leg, the landing gear leg, extending straight down from the wing, but the tire itself is mounted on sort of a swiveling, rear-facing portion of the landing gear. I guess we're going to get one more pass. Rick Van Dam in the first of our jets, race number 5, and then coming in the second of the two aircraft, Lee Meehan. Aircraft flying in the races at Reno as they would be making their passes down the home stretch in preparation for journey going into turn number 1. This is exactly the way we would see these aircraft flying. Mike Steiger, the L-29 Delfin, the first of the series of training jet aircraft from Aero. And again, in talking about that trailing arm landing gear, the main reason for that is in many of the Eastern Bloc countries, a lot of the airfields that the young student pilots, and in fact some of them are a lot more improved because they don't have a runway. Many times these aircraft are taking off and landing Albatros jet aircraft, you'll notice that the rear portion of the canopy is slightly elevated above the front portion. This enables the instructor pilot in the back to see over the top of the helmet of the pilot in front of him. Mike Steiger touching down now, the L-29 Delfin. The hands of time back to an earlier period of air show and aviation history. Once again, this was before all of the purpose-built aerobatic aircraft that you're going to see flying here today. Pilots had to choose a collection of production aircraft, an airplane that they would like to modify in order to make it more capable to perform aerobatics. This airplane we're about to see is representative of one of the greatest vintage aerobatic aircraft of all time. It is the 1946 Taylorcraft. Originally, these aircraft were constructed and powered by a 65 horsepower Continental or Lycoming or Franklin engine. They were designed by Clarence Gilbert Taylor, Rochester, New York. with William Piper in the early 1930s in development of an aircraft called the Piper E-2 Cub. At that point, went off on his own. Piper went off on his own. Piper developed the J3, all of the aircraft to follow, and C.G. Taylor continued with the Taylorcraft. And the airplane you're watching, or going to watch fly here momentarily, is a 1946 version of the BC-12D. Now, originally, with a 65 horsepower engine, it had a wingspan of 36 feet and a fuselage length of 24. It seated 2 people side by side. It was one of the nicest flying light aircraft of its day. Many airshow pilots, though, desiring something a little more capable, would modify these aircraft, and so what you're going to see is an example of that modified aircraft. And the pilot today, Dr. D, Mr. Frank Donnelly, as he comes in from airshow left to get set up for the first of his maneuvers. Watch now as he pulls the nose up 45 degrees over the top of the outside flip beam. Then he gets set up for a World War I maneuver called the Immelmann, named after the German ace Max Immelmann. One half of the loop, and at the top of the loop, watch now as Frank rolls the aircraft one half back into the upright position. As we said, we are going to slow that pace down just a little bit. Frank now lets the aircraft approach a stall. The nose comes down, and there's 1.5 turns of a spin straight down in this highly modified clipped-wing Taylorcraft. Now, the modifications include Frank taking off 5 feet of each wingtip, so he reduced the span from 36 down to 26 feet. He replaced the original 65 horsepower Continental with 120 horsepower Lycoming engine, so we doubled the horsepower, lengthened the ailerons, and shortened the wings. He also removed both of the seats in the aircraft and now has a single seat mounted in the center of the fuselage. And as he comes over from your airshow left to right, demonstrating now for you the 4-point aileron roll, keep an eye on that airplane, because with a 120 horsepower, it is a lightly powered aircraft still. Have the airplane in the inverted attitude. You'll see how the nose is held upward by forward control on the stick. Continuing to roll the aircraft, he rolls from the inverted back over to the inverted position, holding it there momentarily, and then rolling one half back to the upright. He is going to descend down for a perfect dead stick landing. He's going to do all of this without any power. Now, keep in mind also that when he has clipped the wings of the aircraft, he has lost 10 feet of wingspan, so that's 10 feet of wing that provides lift for the aircraft, which makes the airplane even more challenging to fly without power. Because the reason for the additional horsepower that he has on the aircraft is the fact that he no longer has the additional wing to provide lift. So this makes it even more challenging for him to maintain control of the aircraft. Now the smoke is off. He has reached over and shut off the power to the engine, and he is in a glide mode. And as he comes around, you should be able to see that the propeller has come to a complete stop. Now, when he points the nose down, you'll see the prop kind of turn just a little bit, but that's the windmill effect that is created by the headwind that he is diving into. That residual smoke is just some of the smoke oil that is still left on the hot exhaust stack of the engine. Now the nose comes down. You'll be able to see that the prop has come to a complete stop. He's going to build up enough forward airspeed now to pull the stick back into his lap and take the airplane up through a complete looping maneuver. You can see that that prop is stopped. You can also hear the wind whistling past the wing and the wing struts of the aircraft. There's the roll. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the tricky part, because he has no power, so it's one shot at successfully landing the airplane. Right now, on the downwind, he has a little bit of a tailwind, so he has to manage his energy even more, because the wind pushing him can work against the forward speed of the aircraft in the glide mode. You want to have a headwind especially with no power. So look at how he's pitching the airplane up and down in order to gain energy to extend the glide. And if he does it properly, he is going to be able to turn the aircraft back into the wind, which is going to slow him down even more. And again, this is perfect control, perfect energy management, and if it's proper, you should see him be able to set the aircraft down very gracefully right in front of you here at Air Show Center, slipping the airplane in. You can see the prop is a complete stop. And yes, it looks like he's going to do it no power, all the way from 2,500 feet through his aerobatics, and he sets it down for a perfect wheel landing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. Frank Donnelly. Wing is Andreas Hotea. On the right wing is Hugh Bickle, but Ernie is in the lead in that V formation. And the manner in which they would do this is to position their aircraft in reference to a certain part of the airplane in the lead, a strut, a spinner, something like that, to maintain that 45-degree position. Now, coming in from the left, Vicky, in her 450 horsepower Stearman, is going to show you a little bit of what we referred to earlier as good old-fashioned barnstorming or circus flying, as she pulls the nose of that beautiful red 450 Stearman up and over the top for a perfect inside or barnstormer's loop. Good old-fashioned oval-shaped looping maneuver, and that's what they call the barnstormer. Once again, one of the four basic aerobatic maneuvers. We call it the hammerhead, but this time we'll call it the crop duster turn. She stands hard on the left rudder pedal, the nose points through the horizon and then right back straight down again as she completes that turn. To come back across the Air Show Center stage, and this time when she does, the nose of the Stearman pitches up one more time, this time only to about 45 degrees. Now look for the 1/2 roll. There it is, over the top now. She'll pull the stick and the nose through the horizon. The nose of the aircraft points back down again. She completes 5/8 of an inside loop. That is the reverse, 1/2 Cuban 8. Now a slow and graceful precision aileron roll. In addition to formation flying, the young cadets were also taught a limited amount of aerobatics to understand how to handle their aircraft should the airplane get out of control. So that's why they're stacked a little bit below each other in the line of stern. And now, from your air show left, Vicky gets set back in. Of her maneuver, the smoke is going to come on and you're going to see a lay-down 8 in the sky, a maneuver that was invented by an American airshow pilot whose name was Len Povey. He was flying Miami National Airways in 1934. And during his aerobatic performance in a Curtiss Hawk biplane, he pulled the nose up and over the top for a loop. But coming down the backside, realized he didn't have enough upright position, went down to the other end of the runway and repeated the maneuver. Well, nobody knew what this maneuver was, and so when he landed, all of his air show pilot friends asked him. He looked at a visiting dignitary that was in the audience, the Cuban General Batista, and Len was helping the general put together the